Welcome to the show, folks. Liam Martin, famous Liam Martin, Exiled Minds Podcast. A bonus show today. A special one because last week I kind of lost my phone for a while. It took me a bit of a kerfuffle to get it back, actually. So, So I lost my phone. I had a guest planned. It was a buddy of mine, actually. So, yeah, I couldn't get in touch. So I've made sure that, back up. Made sure I've got emails and that. We've got up-to-date emails and stuff now and got another, communication method. So, yeah, get my buddy on this week again, Alejandro. We'll do the astrotheology show. But today, for a bonus, one of the listeners had asked me if we could do... They asked me my opinion, because this is the thing, you go sharing ideas, you share stuff in the groups. One of the listeners come from... has found the show, I think, through... Mike's Trouble Minds Radio, and yeah, Scar listener, and then in Discord, they asked me my opinion on this. It's something I've not really looked at as well, too much. It's in Peru. There's this. You get this quite famous. There's a stone structure. This stone monument. It's a really popular tourist destination actually. But there's this stone monument, and it looks like a kind of door, blatant. And there's always legends about it like being a door that you walk through, like a portal. I never knew what it was called. So listeners suggested, do you want to do a show on this? Wonder what your opinion was. Well, they asked me opinion, so I thought, yeah, do a show on this. Why not? Hey ho. That's what I thought I'd do then. So for the listeners, a bonus to make up for last week, not being able to do that show with Alejandro. I thought I'd do a Gates to the Gods show today. So is it portal to the heavens or an entrance to hell? Hey, dun, dun, dun. Is it a portal to heaven or an entrance to hell? Who knows? Let's find out. Okay, so episode 16, I think, Exiled Minds Podcast. Liam Martin, today, Tuesday, 7th February 2023. For me, it's just after 1 a.m. So it's a bonus one. I've just been listening to Mike's news show and then just tidying this up. So, I'm going to try this, get wrapped this up in about an hour so I can do a bit of work and then listen to Mike's radio show later and see if I doze off. But anyway, Exiled Minds Podcast today, Liam Martin, special bonus show. Shouts out to Scar for this one. Gates of the Gods. What's this then? Gates of the Gods. So, let's get a picture of the... I'll get a picture of this up then. So, it's got two names actually. I didn't know what this was called, to be honest. So it's what I mean. You get talking to people, share ideas, and you say you might not agree all the time, but you share these ideas, and it tips you off to things. You find stuff you never would have perhaps known otherwise. It's like the famous I can't remember who writes it now. There's a poem, "Trip to Holland," or is it "Letter from Holland" or something? Where someone gets the wrong plane, supposed to go to Italy, they're all prepped up for Italy, they go to Holland, they're disappointed, but then they check Holland out, and they find loads of stuff out. And they thought, I never thought to come to Holland, and it was great. So sometimes, you find stuff out. Anyway, find stuff out from other people or from mistakes, and sometimes you disagree, because there's all identity politics, this is a point I'm making. Got to talk to each other, it's up to us, It's up to us to do this, to do all of this, to figure all this stuff out. It's up to us to decide what's important, what we're going to talk about a lot. It's up to us. It's up to us to essentially, by picking the conversations and talking about those that are interesting to us, that's the same as people buying the records that they like the best. You know what I'm saying? Rather than being pushed on you with this, you can choose what's the good stuff. And the more people that's listen to it and, researching these things and then finding more stuff, the more we get and the more the song seems good kind of thing. Anyway, so let's have a look. So Gates of the Gods, we'll zoom in for the video for anyone who's looking on the video platforms there. So this place is in Peru. This is called Aramu Muru. Aramu Muru, what the listener said. What do you think of this place? It's interesting to hear for. So that's going to be the focus of tonight's show. So it says enigmatic landmark located in Peru, close to the border of Bolivia, is known throughout the world. Well, in this sort of world anyway, it's known for this the cutout in the rocks. It's kind of like a doorway. It's a slight bit of a T shape. You can see on the camera there, kind of see if a bit more from the front. You get an idea. This picture is a picture of a guy just about fills the doorway. So yeah, this thing's about 6 foot. But we'll get into an article, read it. But yeah, the focus on tonight's show is this gate, these cutouts in the stone and stone portals, because this is supposed to be a gate to go to places. So Aramu Muru is the focus of tonight's show. This is landmark, like I say, in Bolivia. It's close to other mysterious places. In fact, in the Peruvian countryside, it's at an altitude of like over 3,000 meters. And it's supposedly Incan. It's a portal. It's also known as Hayu Marca, I discovered as well. So it's Aramu Muru and Hayu Marca. So I reckon this is going to lead us to some interesting places and some fun paths, I think. So I'll guide us through it. Let you know what I've discovered. But with this bit, I decided, because I'd not looked into this stuff, I heard of it, it's something in my unconscious mind. So I thought, I've got a couple of articles about it, and I thought I'll hold off from reading them so I get a bit of a live reaction, and then maybe we'll look a couple of others up, because my mind went off with some ideas that I think like sort of relate to it, some other sort of mysteries, and they're in this region too. So I had some dots connected straight away, so I thought, well, I'll get the bits for them, and then read these articles live for the gates of the gods for Aramu, because I know the other stuff. So yeah, I thought we'd do it that way to get a live reaction, because that's what the point of the listener is, wanting to know what I thought of this, what my sort of response would be. So this is a bit of a reactions show, really. So let's have a look. To give me the idea, actually, I might do some reaction show to some videos. It's extra content because I can't think of anything. No, just kidding. No, I thought I kind of like reaction videos sometimes. So I thought I'd do my own, because then they'll be good. Yeah, this is kind of funky topic there as well. All right then, so let's look. I'll tell you what, right, I know. Let's see what Wikipedia says straight away to begin with. We'll start there then. Let's start somewhere just standard. We'll start at kind of normal mainstream square one place. So, share screen. So I went for the standard sort of name for it. So Wikipedia. Aramu Muru. From Wikipedia, this says Aramu Muru is an abandoned stone carving in Peru. They're just calling it a carving. Okay, so it's a carving in Peru near Lake Titicaca, known as Gate of the Gods. It was discovered in the early 1990s and is believed to be an abandoned Incan construction project. That could come in important later, who knows? The flat stone is approximately 23 feet, 7 meters square, with a T-shaped niche measuring 6 feet by 6 inches, 198 centimeters. Yes, I said there was a guy in there who about filled it. 6 foot 6 inch carved into it. Aramu Muru is a popular tourist destination for paranormal pilgrimage. Yes, because of the UFO links and this idea it's a gate of the gods on a portal. It's a very popular destination. Legend has it that the Incan priest in possession of a golden disc placed the disc in a small depression in the door, and the door in the niche carved into the rock, and this caused the door to open somehow. The golden disc supposedly dropped from the sky. Okay. So that's... Alright then. So golden disc drops from the sky. You got this guy... I remember seeing this from a documentary. Yeah, so you got this like golden disc that opens a door. Right. So get this. I've seen that scene happen. But not from some past life thing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that scene. The exact scene, that there's a disc, and I think it's all about gold and stuff, and it's going to be made of gold because of the context. So we've got this disc. Also got this as well. Plasma. Plasmatum. Crazy. I bet it's pretty good at self-defense. Although they're just, the same. Plasma. But yeah, self-defense, remember. So yeah, I only say that because if you catch yourself with a plasma lighter, the burn really, it hurt. Yeah, don't want to catch yourself with it. It burns a lot hotter than a flame. It's not fun. Like there's big fat vapes and that. If you start vaping, give up smoking, it works. It takes a bit of while to get used to smoking, it works. But if you get one of them really wide fat ones and stuff, no, don't bother with that. I got one. You take a big toot on it, like a shotgun. You got to be careful. My cousin did it. I told him to be careful. I said shotgun. I said it's like a shotgun. Anyway, I wasn't listening. But anyway, let's go back. Let's rewind. So, Lake Titicaca, it's near to Lake Titicaca. That's got its own stuff going on. Right, talking about its disc. Well, that scene that I've seen is from Stargate SG-1, the TV show. And it was in I think it was in one of the sort of mid to late seasons, or in through 10 seasons. So it's probably about season 6 or 7 or 8. But there's a point in this where they need this artifact that Ra used to have. And for some reason it was they needed to get it. It was some overlooked thing they didn't really know about that was important. That turned out to be one of Ra's most powerful weapons. And because Ra used to kind of rule over Earth from the Egyptian Parthenon, so in the Stargate story, Ra used to enslave the people of Earth and they overthrew him, and then buried the Stargate so they couldn't come back, sort of thing. So Ra's got this weapon called the Eye of Ra. Or he's got this important artifact called the Eye of Ra. And it's like, disc or whatever it's called. And it does open a door, actually. And interestingly in that, I don't know if to give it away or not. But, interestingly in that, they can't get it to open. Light's supposed to open it because it's, the rays from Ra, the sun, supposed to open it. But they notice in the mural that the rays are painted red on the cartouche. So they try the infrared on the rifle. And the big massive stone in the middle with this ring around it is big red jewel, like a ruby. So it's like, red, pointing a red light on it. That's the secret, make it open. But yeah, it opens a door. And it's a stone door because it's in like a pyramid thing, like a ziggurat or something, And then I think, actually, in the gold, in the Stargate stuff, they had stone stuff. Their ships kind of look like stone, and there were pyramids, and the insides look like stone. But they were like technology, and the doors used to open. And you used to have to look at the hieroglyphs and look for the sign of whatever ship it was. If it's a Apophis, look for a snake, and that would be the symbol to open the door. So, it's like it's written on there if you can read it. But yeah, so when we get stone technologies, because a door, it don't seem right. That was my initial thinking skeptically. How do you do that? How do you open a door? But anyway, what's going on? Let's have a look then. So that's what Wikipedia says. It's just a carve-in monument. All right, but it's a really popular tourist destination, I must say. Looked on TripAdvisor. I got 4.5 stars. Right, let's have a look at this then. There's a nice little picture of it. See, this is the thing though, because I know this region's old and there's some funky stuff going on. So I thought, I'll see what's going on with like really old stuff. And I found that there's a mention of this place in Hinduism. Or there's at least a root etymology word link, roots of word stuff, where words come from, similarities in words. And Hinduism, really, Sanskrit's the oldest untouched writings, from India. They've just like recopied it over time when it's wearing out, but they've never changed it. They're like 10,000 years old. As far as I know, at least that. So India got a reference here because, see, I mentioned intentionally that it's got two names, this place. It's Gates of the Gods in Peru. It's known as Aramu Muru, which is a more sort of common name, but it's also known as Hayu Marca. So in this article, links for all these things that I show are always in the description at the bottom. But this particular one is from booksfact.com. So title, this article, just zoom in a bit. It's Puerto de Hayu Marca doorway. Yeah, Puerto de Hayu. It's also known as Puerto, and there's another phrase for it as well. They use it's a portal. Yeah, I think it's on one of the touristy ones. But yeah, it's a portal, doorway. So there's an India link somehow. So it says the Puerto de Hayu Marca doorway, gate of the gods, found in Peru, stargate, dimensional doorway carved in solid rock at Lake Titicaca in Peru. Huge, mysterious door-like structure in the Hayu Marca mountain region of southern Peru near Lake Titicaca, 1 hour drive from the city of Puno, has long been revered as the local native Indians as City of the Gods. So you got this image then, and this caught my interest. You got a horseman with 4 arms, and then like Brahma or someone with many faces in the Hindu. And I'm like, what's going on here? So let's have a look then. Because in Hinduism, then it turns out that in Sanskrit, Haya, as in Hayu, Hayu Marca, the Hayu Marca Mountains, Haya is horse. They're very similar. So this article is saying that in Sanskrit, Haya is horse, and Vishnu Purana mentions a form of Vishnu where he's like a horse-headed guy. According to the Puranas, Haya, meaning horse, with Griva means neck. Griva means neck, so Haya Griva means horse neck. And that was it. And Haya Griva was a demon. Right. So it's like, hang on, okay, so it says he gets a boon from the goddess of Durga that he can only be killed by another demon, another horse-headed, another Hayagriva. So there's more than one. So you've got these horse-head men, right, with the same name with Haya. So I'm thinking, okay, I thought, does this link together? Is this what horse-headed men from another world coming through a stone portal doorway? That's what I'm going for. Is that what it was? That was my initial thinking. What? Is this a stone doorway? And then, because there's old stuff in this area, like really ancient stuff, because we're talking Incan. This is supposed to be Incan. It's Peru. And there's loads of stuff there we don't know. Like, they're famous for the Nazca lines. Like, what the hell are they? What are the Nazca lines? Not about how they make them and that. What are they? Why? How come some of them have got electrical currents? Remember Eric von Däniken measuring that? It's like, but it's sand. That's an insulator. That don't pass electrical currents. So why are you getting the electrical measurements? Yeah, it's weird stuff around there. You know, that region. I know that big spider motif. Yeah, let's get some Nazca lines up. Come on, let's get some. It's weird stuff, man. This spider. Check this spider. I always like to point this one out. Nazca spider. Can't even spell it, look. Press the wrong thing. But it's easy, though. We'll find it. We'll get the Nazca spider. Check this dude, look. The Nazca spider. Somebody's highlighted the Nazca spider for us. Check this. It's got a longer leg, look. I'm going to try and highlight the mouse, look. Check this spider. Someone's outlined it in red for the video. It says that the Nazca lines, someone's got a nice picture of it, of the outline the spider. So you can see that if you count look at the back of its body on the right side, its second leg is or third leg from the front. So 1, 2, 3, or yeah, whatever. It's third leg from the front on the right side. That's sticking out further. Yeah, that's really vital because that's true about a particular spider that's only found in this particular region. Okay, and this spider his penis comes out of his leg, right? So, well, somewhere his leg can let his sperm out, his seed out. So he has sex with his leg, but you can only see it with a microscope. It's all so small, the spiders, and so to observe that action of the spiders mating, you'd need a microscope, and they're drawing it in the sand with the correct leg having a protrusion, as if demarking the fact that that particular spider ran that way, that leg's important. What did they have microscopes? Is the question there, because it kind of makes it look like it. And then there's always the question of, did they have fly machines so they can get above to see it, or just to lay them out? There's a lot of mystery with that one. So I thought I'd just mention that because it's in the sort of same area. But anyway, because it's weird stuff. There's anomalies around this whole place. So anyway, so it's Hinduism link. Tired and drained after battle. Vishnu, share this here. So in the Hindu stories and the legends, so you've got these demons that are horse-headed, Hayu Marca, like horse neck. So these, I suppose they call them demons, but Deva approached Lord Vishnu to kill this demon, but despite a long struggle, he was unable to kill Hayu Marca. Tired and drained after the battle, Vishnu proceeded to Vaikunth to rejuvenate and meditate. So he goes meditating with his head supported by upper end of his taut brow. The Devas once again approached Vishnu to help him against the Hayu Marcas, but were unable to rouse him from his meditation. The Devas asked a swarm of termites to assist in waking Vishnu by gnawing away the string upon his bow that he was resting on. However, it snapped the bowstrings and produced such a resonance that the universe trembled. So it broke his bow and arrow, the universe trembled, and a broken string lashed out with such force that Vishnu's head was severed from his body. Whoops. What? He's like the supreme being. You can't chop the supreme being's head off. Well, I'm not an expert. But what? Whoops! Oh, it's your first, Derek. Your first day. Not you, Derek. Just picked a name. I was going to say Terror. Didn't feel so familiar, don't it? Terrors. Anyway, first day. Nightstocker. Come on. Anyway. Trying to bring about the Cthulhu's. So he can start his talk show. The Cthulhu's. Anyway. So Vishnu's had his head chopped off by his own bow, and some muppets broke it. Right? And all he's trying to do is go to sleep after fighting a demon for ages. I mean, it's fair enough. All day's work. It's graft, isn't it? It's not exactly pen pushing, fighting horse-headed demon four-arm stone door portal men. That's speculation, that last bit. But like the rest of it's true. But yeah, it's all right. All right then, let's check this. So what about this then? Right. So tired after his bow. So his head gets to Vishnu. So the termites are gnawing on it. They go too bad. The string snaps, chops his head off. Right, Vishnu's head severed from his body. So it says that the goddess Durga revealed to Devas that her boon of Hayu Marca, and asked them to attach the head of the horse, put it back on, under the guise of Hayu Marca could kill his foes. Oh, okay. So, his head got chopped off by accident because the termites were trying to arouse him and it broke the bow. His head gets cut off, so they stick it on a horse so he looks like one of the demon men with the horse-headed men. I'm one of you guys. So he's the ultimate. He's a mole. He was a double agent then. He's a first double agent like 10,000 years ago. Well, that's when it was recorded. Could have been like, he was the first double agent. He's the first James Bond. Okay, check him out. Let's check him out. All hail. You thought Sean Connery was the guy, but no, this is the dude, Vishnu. Vishnu's the guy. None of that James Bond. Dun, 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 dun. Double agent, man. That's some commitment. For king and country. Chop me head off. Stick it on a horse. Be right. Be right. Stitch it back on later. Come on, he's committed. But anyway, maybe he needs committing. But yeah, horse-headed man too. Yeah, you guys horse-headed man link with it, with the name of it, right? So going on. So yeah, so there's this battle. So that's how he gets his head on a horse's body. Okay, and he's a god as well, I suppose. So another legend has it that during the creation of the demons, Madhu Kaitaba stole the Vedas from Brahma. Damn it! He's always got his head in a swivel as well. Eyes in the back of his head, he has. So yeah, another legend has during the creation of the demons, Madhu Kaitaba stole the Vedas from Brahma, and Vishnu then took the Hayagriva form to recover them. Okay, so that's saying that they did it because the gods changed the form. So yeah, so one saying it was a kind of a accident. Come, let's use this, become a mole, and everyone's saying, "Oh, I changed the form to go and get him back." Okay, fighting fire with fire type thing. Maybe that's where that comes from. Okay, so so yeah, so they've got these it's linked by name. And then there's this reference to a ring of fire. And I thought, I'm not sure if it really relates. But I thought a ring of fire might be like this disc. And it's the same kind of name of this stuff. But then, if we go down here, look, it says, as with squealing oceanic beings during the undersea and audible, there also are capable ones and incapable ones of feeling fire from the horse's mouth. So technically Vishnu must have subsided this demon like fire, emitting a horse shape around a ring of fire, and saved creation and helped Brahma in creation, and also restored the Vedas from getting destroyed. So let's go back and read this again, because there's a couple of different translations here. Right, I'm gonna skip past this. I just thought there's a link here. These two things go together, because Hayu Marca and Hayagriva are linked together in the references, and then you've got this. Where is it? Because that's the ancient city of Ur as well. Like Mur and Ur and Ru. There's getting the spellings in there. And there's also like Vishnu and Madhu. And this place is called Aramu Muru. Yeah? And then we've got, like Lumeria, Mu, the people of Mumu. Do you know what I'm saying? You sort of see where I'm going with this. It's those etymology things, they're coming from the same stuff. So if we go to this next piece here, we'll go back into Peru, just for a quick excursion there into just seeing there's links in there with the Vedas, and all the words are kind of the same. And even because I remember this triggered in my head. Even check this, look, right? Check this, because of that Mu and Ru, Amaru and Mu, and so we've got this. It remind me of this, look. Back in the 90s, the people of Mumu. There was this band in the night, a rave band called KLF. They got a country singer called Tammy Wynette to come and sing this song, and it was about when there was like being promoted and stuff, and there was a big hit. NME magazine, National Music Edition, they billed them as all abound for Mumu Land. That was like the headline, and because it was about a reference to the lost continent of Mu, right? The Lumeria stuff, the Illuminatus, the fictional land of Lemuria, fiction, not fictional, said to be something to do with Atlantis, and coming from this book, I'll share this because I thought these things might somehow kind of. Oh, it's just crashed out the internet. I'll get it back up. Yeah, because I thought with that this word etymology might come back to, they might kind of link together. Because straight away, this place being called Aramu Muru, I think that sounds like Amura Muru. And that's more like kind of Hawaiian, Amura Muru. You know, the asteroid thing that seemed to be sort of powering itself. It seemed to, move under its own power, adjust a course. And then it was like, what's going on with this? Is it like, one physicist speculated it's probably is artificial sort of thing. So I thought they sounded the same. And with these gates of the gods, like say you got this disc, you've got the same themes. It always seems to be the same thing. There's a key. That's what I'm getting to. They're saying in this doorway, to open the door, there's a key. Yeah, you have to use to open it. Like we'd have a fob key or an access key or something, have a key. Usually key to you. That's some fingerprint stuff or some key cards with your ID on it. It's been registered, barcode. Yeah. And this guy's putting this thing in there. And the Hinduism's got a lot of the same word etymology. Got the same stuff from ancient, like Mu in the Mu. And so, important to point that in the Vedas, with the Hinduism, because we've got in this area in Peru, I've got fly machines to do this stuff, to see from above. They've got technologies that we don't know how that kind of stuff works. And so, because in Hinduism, it's interesting there's a link there, because in Hinduism, they've got blatant descriptions of vimanas, of flying machines. Let's get a vimana up. So they've got blatant descriptions of flying machines, and not only have they got descriptions of them, blatantly just kind of try and tell you how they're made. Let's put India flying, right. And so they got all these descriptions of them. They describe how they're made. And I remember reading where they was describing how they've got defensive capabilities and offensive capabilities, and how they need a kind of a password or a passcode or some kind of key to make them work that only the captain's got. So I thought that was worth looking at. But yeah, I'm going to jump onto this next bit. Let's have a quick break. Let's put music on. Just going to go and grab another drink. And then, we'll dive into this Gates of the God thing properly. I just thought of initially just present there's this etymology thing where there's a few links of the words together with different cultures. And, this is what it's come down to for me. Is super civil. Been a civilization where they've known each other around the world. Probably been lots of them like us who communicate with each other around the world. I think historians a lot of the time don't want to believe or like to push the idea or something. There's some force out there that likes to push the idea that we couldn't have got around the world. No, people are resourceful, especially if you're bored. Look how many people have learnt a new talent during lockdown. If you've got centuries and thousands of years and millennia, you're going to do stuff, aren't you? There's a lot of people. But anyway, yeah. Let's just put a little bit of music on. And then I'll just have a quick... let's get a quick drink. And then back in a minute. Exiled Minds Podcast. Bonus show. Special one.
You call a demon.
Especially for listening. Back in a sec.
Just because I snack a little bit on some demon.
Exiled Minds Podcast. Hayu Marca.
All of a sudden I'm a demon.
Just a couple of minutes.
Come on. I just want to taste.
As of this moment, we are all dead. We go into battle to reclaim our lives. This we do gladly, because we
The crossbreeds.
victory is life.
That, the ancient accounts say, is a crossbreed between humanity and these reptilian gods.
Dragons are a lizard that is somewhat expensive to house and feed, needs expensive light, and is super worth it because they will hang out with you, can't drop their tails, and are just so much fun. As long as you don't mind feeding them. The caiman lizard is a Hayu crocodile hybrid that a wizard would make.
Welcome back, folks. Quick break there. Thanks for patience. Here we go. Vimanas then. Yeah, just a quick show. So I just mentioned it. Yeah, quick picture of Vimanas is just for the viewers on the video. Yeah, there's some technical diagrams, lot. There's technical diagrams of these machines that you might need passkeys or some object to put in to make them work. That's like coded. This is my point. But the blatant making them out of, like, some of the description was just regular construction material. So if you look at some of the pictures that are, it's supposed to be Vimanas, and some of the shapes, they look like just stone structures. Now this one, for example, is a famous one. It's a bit like a pyramid, but it's round. It's kind of stepped and tiered, called the Rukma Vimana. So I wanted to highlight this because of they've got descriptions of how to. You put the two shafts at the top, and you have to. Some of the descriptions are like they have to have these rods and stuff, or these pillars. They have to be made of granite. It's got to be, particular granite. It's got to be, the good stuff. It's got to be, milled this thick. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, hang on. They're explaining how to do it, and like I say, defensive and offensive weapons. And again, same with the rock technologies. Sort of want to make this point too, because Graham Hancock, shouts out to Graham Hancock. Woo! Graham Hancock, British. But yeah, diligent worker. The same as a serious man, it's scholarly work. So Graham Hancock, he did a book called The Sign and the Seal. And he said that where was it? Ethiopia had that church. What's it called? So we're gonna get a picture. This church. Nice to just get a picture of this before we move on. And I've segued a little bit. Yeah, covenant. I forgot all about it. I forgot the key word was covenant, because it's about he's saying that this church has got the Ark of the Covenant in it. I think you might have found where it actually was. But check this. And about stone technologies. Check this picture. Look. This for the viewers on the video. This church here, that's like a cross from the top. All church is like an X. Yeah, this church is supposed to house the Ark of the Covenant, and this church, I think, is incredible. By the fact that where it is, you can see on the picture, it's like a big square pit. Yeah, like a sheer face. And then is this stone church in the middle, a big cross and all, windows and that. But that church, what's fascinating about it, what's incredible, is that's all solid bedrock. That's completely solid rock. So somebody's been able to just quarry straight down, hollow all that rock out, make a square church, and then hollow it out so it's an X. and then go in and hollow out the inside of it. Hollow out all the windows, all the outside carvings and that, and then go in and it's all carved on the inside. So it's like they've hollowed it out to carve it. Like, what? And they reckon that, they reckon that it's the Ark that did it, that made it. So it gets you wondering as well, because then the Ark of the Covenant was supposed to float, wasn't it? You know, and it's supposed to be able to, do stuff with rocks and, do you know what I'm saying? Part of the Dead Sea, maybe, if it's anti-gravity. You don't know. Anyway, let me go back to this, because I just wanted to highlight that bit about stone technology seemed weird. But the Mayans were supposed to have some kind of stone technology. And the Hindus kind of sort of, well, they did. They said these granite, some of the construction. So they're using stone in like sophisticated flying machines, it seems. That's what they're saying. And so I just wanted to make that point of, is stone a silly idea? Because it seemed weird to me, a stone door. But then, maybe. But then it goes even stranger because... So we've got that little sideways segue. Is it related to Hinduism? Because it's got the same name kind of etymology. Okay, so let's see what... I mean, this place is a popular tourist destination as well because of the ancient aliens. Is it a doorway? Whatever. But stone seems weird. But like I say, the Mayans vanished, and they're supposed to have some kind of stone technology. The Hindus seem to have it. You've got Angkor Wat that looks like that. I mean, Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat. Them places there. There's a temple called Angkor Wat. Got some images of this. This is stupid ancient. That is way older than what they say, but this place is stupid ancient. This place... I'll share that on the screen. This is another stone one that's stupid ancient. They've got all the, some nice monks here. Walking down, nice and Buddhist monks there. Walking down to the big stone temple, the big stupas. But they're like big pine cones. It's also like big pyramids. They're like big pine cones pointing up, but they've got these like little terraces. They kind of look to me like capacitors. The way they've got these layers. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're storing up energy. Because we saw with the Adams Calendar show, that's giving out, like terawatts of sound energy. Can these act as capacitors? I mean, I wondered about this before in the show I wanted to do called Circuit City. Can these act like electronics? And I wanted to point out Angkor Wat about technologies because they recently found a turtle statue in Angkor Wat where they realised that one of the shell pieces, they could remove it, and inside they found some copper wire. So the copper wire there in Angkor Wat, and I think that's stupid ancient personally. So I don't know, make the point of stone as a technology. Maybe it's not that crazy. Right, so they say it's a really popular tourist destination. I mean, the touristy people all just, this is what the spiel is for the tourist scenario. Like, they'll say, it's an abandoned Incan construction project left behind a mysterious doorway. There's a guy inside. In the early 1990s, it was discovered a mountaineering guide, Jose Luis Delgado Mamine, was exploring the Peruvian countryside, and he came across an area where the rock had been smoothed with a flat surface and adorned a small alcove known as Aramu Muru. It's located on Lake Titicaca near the border of Bolivia. The flat stone is roughly 23 feet square with a T-shaped alcove, some 6 feet, let's say 6 inches tall. Well, remember that the T-shaped alcove mentioned in there, the oldest thing we know so far, then, the more recent one, is the one in Turkey, isn't it? Göbekli Tepe. And one of the most prominent feature there is lots of big pillars that are T-shape. So I don't know if they're related, but let's have a look at Göbekli Tepe. As soon as I just mentioned it, and we've got the T-shape thing, just occurs to me there that with the Göbekli Tepe stuff, we've got these pillars. I'm sure some of them are T-shaped. I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, we go. Look. Göbekli Tepe. There's some T-shaped ones there. There we go. Oh, here's a nice picture. I'll zoom in on that one. just to make the point. Yeah, some T-shaped. Oh, look, there you go. Almost like a hammer. There's a bit T-shaped as well. Zoom in a bit. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, there we are. So yeah, there are some sort of T-shaped things. I don't know if it relates, but is the shape of it mattering? Because I remember that with Michael Tellinger, he found lots of stones that resonate for a long time. They're really great resonance project and all properties, like her xylophones and stuff. And then they've got different tones, like xylophones keyed as well, and the cone shaped. Remember Coral Castle? We'll do a show on that. But Lee Skeldon, he had supposedly an ice cream cone shaped stones that he was using. So is it the shapes and the stones and the things that you do? Is there some principles here that you can use? Or have they been programmed in some other way? Okay. So I don't know. But then sounds nuts, but let's see what ancient origins say, because Lake Titicaca as well, I say it's interesting it's near there because that's got its own thing going on. So, because Lake Titicaca's got some mysteries as well. Incredible site shows religious rituals occurred at Lake Titicaca way before the Incas arrived. So that's even older than all this Inca stuff, where this Gates of the Gods supposed to be made from. So, and it's on Lake Titicaca anyway. So is it that whoever's been there and the Incas are attributed to it, they've just gone on top of a much older civilization, which is what most of them normally say. You know, well, especially in Central and South America, they straight say that. You know, the Aztecs said that. It was it's already here, sort of thing. So yeah, on in this Ancient Origins article, yeah, incredible site shows religious rituals occurred at Lake Titicaca way before Incas arrived. So, yeah, ancient ruins on and beneath the sacred Lake Titicaca, metal of forgotten appearance. So yeah, it says people often associate the island of the sun with the Incas because it is an important pilgrimage location for them, because it left behind numerous ceremonial buildings and offerings on and around the island. But there's a professor of anthropology, Jose Capriles, Penn State. Our research shows that Tiwanaku people developed in Lake Titicaca between 500 and 1100 AD, were the first people to offer items as value for various religious deities. Okay, so they find this old religious stuff, and this is called the Island of the Sun. This Aramu Muru, this is known as the Gate of the Gods, or the Sun, the Sun Gate, Sun Gods. The Illuminatus, in the book, the Illuminatus trilogy, where they say people of Mumu, where I heard that, when I'm listening to the word Aramu, and then it says Muru, there's two Mus there. Yeah, I'm hearing that when I first heard this, Mumuru. And I'm also hearing Ara. If you break them down, Ara, Ra, A, and Ra. Well, Boom Shankar, you never guess what. In the Box Saga, A and Ra, they both mean portals. The first letter in the Box Saga, Swedish, Danish, and all that combined Scandinavian ancient alphabet, first letter is the letter A with a little circle on the top. So that's the same as the Stargate symbol for Earth. And Ra means to flow, water, or ring. Like the Chapa Eye in Stargate. And then another thing in pop culture, you've got this water thing with portals. They always seem to be linked there. Like Pirates of the Caribbean, where they have to flip over and say Stargate. We've got these, whatever. We've got these kind of links somewhere. So we've got this ancient Hindu link. We've got this T-shaped thing. I don't know if Göbekli Tepe is linked to this, but definitely the water portal stuff and the stone. Stone can be technology. Yeah? So nearby Bolivia, with its... It's got its own kind of. So we've got Lake Titicaca. It's got its own mysteries. People say stuff under there. Same again, so it's water again. Same again when we did the Africa Adams calendar, when we followed the line for the 33rd parallel, and there's all these major structures, major sites in Africa going down there, and it went straight through Lake Albert, and that had a legend about some 12-foot African, the Batreesi people that were really wise and had supernatural powers, and they disappeared into Lake Albert. And I only looked into it because on Google Maps it seems to show structures under the water, highlighted in red on blue lake. So it's so obvious. So it's like, hang on, there's this water thing, like beings going into water. But then it gets even more crazy because, like I say, nearby Bolivia, bearing in mind the woods, the Mu and the Haru, like the horse, and the Mu is like the Mumu and Lemuria. All these mysteries related to Titicaca, and then Boom Shankar, Puma Pumka. Yeah? Puma Pumka. That's nearby to there as well. And that's a bit of a strange site. So let's look at... it's the same people. Tiwanaku people. And Puma Pumka. There's another site. And guess what? Boom Shankar, look what they got. Look at this random doorway looking thing. We were like, obvious look square door in the middle. It was in the middle of nowhere, not connected to it. Right? It's clear signs of drilling. Yeah, you've got these cutouts here for, like, you know, keystones or whatever, but I don't know, this high-powered tool's been used on these things. And so they've clearly had something going on. Yeah. And the Puma Pumka one is kind of weird because in the Farsight remote viewers, give them a bit quick of a shout out, they did a project. It's on the Farsight Prime, it's not on the free stuff, but there's a trailer you can watch for it. But I can drop you the skinner that they claimed they do remote viewing, which is a thing you can check out yourself. You don't have to rely on people. And I'm saying, can you do stuff with these rocks that, you know, because we can make technologies these days. We program things with silicon and light and cells. We program cells these days. We use crystals, quartz crystals. Metamaterials are commonplace now. You got memory metals, a bit like, you know, the Roswell, you know, Jesse Marcel talking about metal that stays in shape. We show that in pop culture. Batman and his cape that can go rigid with electric current. Or CSI had an episode where they had fancy cars with body kits where it could fix a dent with an electric current. And you get cars where the sunroof can go transparent with an electric current and then instant, you know, go opaque again. So we can do weird things with materials and electricity and currents. So we can work with stone-like materials. So what are they doing? Now the Farsight remote viewers, they did remote view Puma Pumka. And they were talking like there's like manufacturing these stones like a machine. And they had basically kind of like almost like a robot, like an AI, patrolling the place, getting slave people to do it, to manufacture stuff, blocks to, you know, do a building site. So I wondered about that, manufacturing machine, but then turns out, just putting on this thread, that actually scientific evidence that Puma Pumka H blocks are artificial geopolymer. Yep. Get that again? Yeah, let's just show the H blocks. Puma Pumka, just so you know what we're talking about, because they've got some, show the one that's like the random doorway looking thing. We was looking at doorways, but let's go Puma Pumka H block. Quick, not spelt it right. There we go, that will do. Quick pictures. Yes, just for the viewers. Just show some H-shaped blocks, basically. And again, there's like some little keystone things, like a door within a door, within a door, like a Chinese puzzle box. So, is that something? Is that like a portal within a portal within a portal? Does that fractally layer it, make your portal moving stronger? I don't know. But yeah, H blocks. So, scientific evidence, according to this, thearchaeologist.org, so links in the description. Scientific evidence that Puma Pumka H blocks are artificial geopolymer. Puma Pumka is part of a large ancient structure that forms at the part of Tiwanaku site in western Bolivia, believed to date back around 536 AD. It's truly incredible feat of engineering. Some blocks of stone are more than 7 meters long, weighing more than 130 tons. Okay, so they're saying these might be geopolymer, that they might have made them, like manufactured sort of thing. There's a little video here. I don't have time to do it, but yeah, it just says a study from Joseph David Ovitis, Lewis Herman, and Ralph David Ovitz, called Ancient Organomineral Geopolymer in South American Monuments. Organic matter in andesite stone. Okay, so it's organic matter in andesite stone to make a polymer. SEM and petrographic evidence shows that far from being incredibly carved rocks, what we are looking at are two forms of ancient geopolymer concrete. Yeah, and exactly the same. So I mean, the engineering stuff back in the day, you know, it's been loads of civilizations, I'm sure. And the same thing with Baalbek. They've got massive blocks there. There's a corner knocked off. They've got these blocks, and then they've got these massive blocks built a bit higher up, and then these like smaller blocks, and where the Romans are built on top, at Temple of Jupiter. And it's like, why you got these massive blocks? Why don't you put the super massive ones on the bottom? Do you know what I'm saying? They can lift them up easier. It's like, they're huge. They're huge, like 1,000 ton. 1,000 ton. Let's show on quick, because there's one of them where it's the corner's smashed off, and you can see there's a clear layer where there's a bit that looks like the outer edge, like rendering, and inside it looks like boulders that was all melted together. Let's see if we can quickly find that. Baalbek stone, real quick. Look at the size of this. The size of these, look, they're massive. And like, what the hell? Look at the size of this stone, like 1,000 tons. Let me try and zoom in here. Stone of the pregnant woman. This is where my mouse is. That's one person. You probably get hundreds of people standing on that thing. But it's one bit on this Temple of Jupiter. Is it? I don't know if you can see it here. Well, that's the bit where this bit's broke off with a broken corner. I'm going to put broken corner Jupiter just to get the keywords in. Baalbek, broken corner Jupiter. I think there's a better example, but this kind of looks like it. Sort of inside, they look a bit lumpy, like when you get hardcore, like crappy, you know, like pebblestone houses where you don't do the proper bricks, where you just throw stones and like cement together to make a like rendered wall. So when you drill through it, they're really crap to drill. It's like that stuff, really. So I don't know. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Because you can do, I think you can do stuff with these technologies. So Farsight, I was going to show you the Farsight thing. It's on the Mysteries. It was on one of the Mysteries projects. Like I say, it's not. I wanted to show you, but I don't know if I get a strike. But I wanted to try and get him on as to try and interview him. But I didn't know if I get in trouble. But I remember this. I remember watching this one anyway, and I'm sure the ships were like blocky and kind of stone-like as well. And like I say, this, I'm just going to flick through here, and that's this bit where they said basically, for the viewers, you got these little slave workers doing these blocks. He showed us a machine later on that the like fabricator, and you got this thing that's walking around. It looks like a suit of armor walking around, much bigger than everybody else, and he seems to think it's AI and some kind of robot on patrol, making sure everybody's working. It's like, I think it's Star Wars, isn't it? So I think that's what was going on around there, and so with the Nazca lines. So I'm reckoning this Gate of the Gods, whatever was going on, it's the same with Anatolia and the Middle East and Turkey. There was some weird stuff going on there, and like we go Göbekli Tepe, ancient, long time ago. And I think this Gate of the Gods thing, I think they are portals. I really do. I think you can access them, and they probably are coded, and maybe they don't work or whatever. But I think it's to do with all of that, and to do with this, you know, like Pumbaa. You know, I think they're making stuff. What they're constructing, I don't know. But if you can do technologies with it, and you can program stuff, and you can make polymers, and you can make them how you want, then you know they're probably machines that do things. You know, there's the Sahara, the Eye of the Sahara. That was supposed to have been like a pyramid. It's got destroyed a massive shockwave on purpose because it was like a machine. It was kind of brainwashy in the area, like a brainwashing machine. You know, but it wasn't aliens. There's people in there. And the aliens, some aliens find it disgusting. Yeah, but it brainwashed everybody in the area. And the pyramid had like a vent on the side that kind of breathed somehow. It was like, ugh. But anyway, so I'm thinking the legends are talking about that. That's my sort of conclusion with this one, because it's water and portals. There's a lake nearby. Water's got unusual properties, you know. So it's got 4 states, hasn't it? Oh, there's people in the chat. I don't think anyone noticed. Hey, folks. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. I'm just doing it these days. Hi. I need to do a quick bonus because I promised somebody, and you know I was behind because of Alejandro. But yeah, Alejandro's coming on this week, guys. Do an astrophysiology show. Got it all ready. I didn't want to do it without her because looking forward to it, and I haven't spoken to her for a while. But anyway, yeah. So this is what I'm saying, man. You can program this stuff. That's what I think. Vimanas, I don't know. I think you can turn them on. You can turn them on and check this in my ramblings of just finding stuff and. Lumeria, little fantastic fact, supposedly, if it's all true. Lumeria, saying the Earth was softer then. The Earth wanted to solidify. Things are literally softer. And that the Lemurians used to be able to use force of will better than, you know, we got concentration. We could do stuff with concentration. We could do anything. But they had force of will where if they need to pick something up that's too heavy, they could make the arm stronger. So I'm wondering if they were like the giants. If maybe when they make the arm stronger, they could just grow it. And maybe that's why some of them rocks have got big giant footprints, because maybe the Earth was just softer. And the force of will could just make them grow. Do you know what I mean? And the rest of reality just sorts out whether or not the atmosphere is high enough. And makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. But anyway, could go on forever with this stuff. Anyway, yeah, I found some. I was digging loads today, so I'm a bit late with this one. I found some Victorian block paving, 10-foot square. Brilliant. I've got to cut down an older tree to get to it all, but I've got my base for my studio and a load of bricks now, so. Might build it this year. Might build a studio this year. It's looking good. All reclaimed bricks, London bricks. I've got some Victorian paving as my base. It's already down. I can't believe it. Anyway. So I'll build my own portal. Might find my own tutorial dig stuff, you know. But yeah, that's what we need to do. Take some of this, some sideways glances. Sort of sideways routes at looking at, can you make technology do stuff? Like stone and stuff. You make polymer stuff, you can do it. Remember the Antarctica show, if you watched that? I found a bit where the Russians claim that they can turn any element into another element. Like they've found some key to alchemy or something in the lab. So probably do anything these days. And so, you know, anything that could be thought could be done. It's probably been done before, nothing new under the sun. So, right, I'm going to get off quick before, I know it's in about an hour, but Mike's show, Troubled Minds Radio, coming up soon. So yeah, I'll pop all the links in, just a bit of an impromptu one today. I'll get Alejandro back on this week, got my phone back now. And yeah, looking forward to it. It's a good year. I've got a good feeling about this year. I'm going to find out, well, perhaps not the answers, but I think we're going to unravel a lot of mysteries, and it's going to be really exciting this year. And definitely keep your eyes to the sky. Start thinking infrared, because I think it's coming this year. I think we'll have to pull disclosure out of the bag ourselves. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to sign off. You take care of yourselves. Like I say, just keep pushing, folks. Stay positive. When negative stuff comes in, just let it be, and then, you know, let it go. Don't shame it. Anyway, Exiled Minds Podcast, Liam Martin. Tune in next time on schedule, 10 p.m. GMT Eastern. That will be 5 p.m. And I do believe that on Pacific time, 10 p.m. GMT will be 2 p.m. Pacific. So that's it from me, Liam Martin. Exiled Minds Podcast. Check Michael Strange, Troubled Minds Radio in about an hour on all the regular platforms. like Spotify, which I'm on, by the way. So I'll put this up in a bit, hopefully. Anyway, you take it easy, folks. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Oh, I'll put some music on here. I'll load the track up into the right bit. And the pro fade. I think my memory's running out. I'm gonna have to clean the computer up. Alright, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hey, Buck.
No one would have
James.
in the early years of the 21st century.
Easter.
Our world
Nice to see you.
My intelligence is greater than our own.
The Index. Thank you so much. I'll say your full name. Esoteric Alchemistic. Oh, I like that name. It's cool. Scar, there you go. There you go. Just for you. I'll do a better one, better research next time. I was on tutorial dig, you see. It's good. Anyway. That's enough for me. Famously Martin. Catch you all in a bit in the chat. See you later.
Yet, across the gulf of space, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic, regarded our man with envious eyes. And slowly and surely,
I must kinship. I've given up all chance of inner peace. I made my mind I share my allegiance and my roses. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago for which there's only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I damned for what I damned for what I damned. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight. They set me on a path from which there's no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I look down, there's no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I share my dreams with those. I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I'll never see. Now, the ego that started this fight never had a mirror, an audience, or the light of gratitude. And what do I sacrifice? Everything!